I'm done. I didn't mind it, and I read on Goodreads a lot of people had trouble with too many characters and being confused. Actually, I didn't find that a problem with this book. I found them all very, I guess, unique or different or whatever. So I didn't have a problem with keeping everybody separated of who was who. I didn't have a problem with the storyline. And, you know, we know that this author writes a lot about sex in her books. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really care. I usually skip over, you know, like 3 pages of sex because I want to get on with the story. As I've said before, I want to find out what's going to happen, and I really don't need, I just don't feel it necessary. I don't know. I don't enjoy it that much. So, but anyways, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you enjoy the sex scenes, read them. If you don't enjoy them, skip over them, get on with the story. I like the 2 main characters, Nox and Vale. I don't like when they have one character and they give them about 3 names. Her name was Valinda. Yeah, Valinda. I think it was. I could be wrong. Or Valerina. I think it was Valerina. Anyways, it doesn't matter. They call her Vale, and instead of Val, they call her Vale. And he has a couple names he calls her, or other people call her something. And well, there's Vale, there's her original name, and then there's his nickname for her, which is Valina. Yeah, it's obviously supposed to rhyme with, sorry, but vagina, obviously. Right, come on, her books have not just sex in them, but a lot of sexual innuendo. But the storyline, the actual storyline of the different realms needing more land for their people, and somebody finds Earth. They don't know it's Earth. They don't call it Earth. They call it something else. But anyways, every time new land is found, they send a warrior or combatant from each of their, I think they call them realms. And so there's a king, a queen of each realm, and they send their best fighter, and their fighter always has some sort of magical ability and special weapon. Nox can create shadows around himself, so he can hide himself within the shadows. And they can do rifts through space. So he has like his own cave or a safe house, as they call most of them, where he resides, and then only he can get into it. But anyways, Vale ends up killing one of the other warriors. When she kills one of the other warriors, she takes on their powers. And, well, actually, she couldn't take on some of her powers. But anyways, there's a whole little bit of itty-bitty stuff here and there. So they're really fighting for Earth now. Now, there can only be one warrior left in the end, right? The warrior that's left in the end, their realm, country, whatever you want to call it, wins, and then they get to take over that planet or realm. And so in this case, as I said, it's Earth that they're fighting for. And of course, as you can imagine, Val and Nox fall in love. So this isn't good because there can only be one fighter left. Yeah, so this is a problem. There's a lot more, obviously, little storylines. There's a lot more other fighters. And there's Val's sister, as she calls her. She's not her biological sister, but their sister in friendship. So there's also her who gets separated from Vale. So I enjoyed it. I'm not sure, like, there's lots of books I've read that have had so many characters in them that I have found it too confusing myself. But I didn't have any problems with this book. I don't know why. You know, with this book I didn't and others did, and in other books I have and others haven't. So, but I guess that's the way it goes. But overall, yeah, you know, she does write a lot of sexual stuff. But if that doesn't bother you, I didn't mind the story, honestly. I don't know. Like, I know they said when Val and her sister friend get separated, And she's trying to tell Knox that, hey, you know, we have to go look for her. Like, Val's worried to death. And of course, there's all this sexual tension between them as he's saying, you know, I might kill you. I'm not going to go look for your sister. And, you know, which is insane because her sister has fibromyalgia and she needs her medication. She's on a lot of pain meds. And if she doesn't take her pain meds, she has major withdrawals. So Val's telling Knox, we have to go find her. I have her medicine. She has to have her medicine. And of course, Knox, isn't giving her very much support that, yeah, we're going to go find her or anything. He's like, you know, he's a warrior. He's like, the heck with you and da-da-da-da-da. So, you know, a lot of people were saying that he's not going to go help her find her sister, but there's so much sexual tension between us that we'll just sleep together. Okay, fine. Yes, I know there is stuff like that, but yeah, I know that's ridiculous. But anyways, like I say, her books have a lot of sex in them. So even though he's going to kill her every second, and he has to kill her every second, it's like they're still going to fall in love and have sex, because that's just the way it is for her books. He does have a collar around his neck. He is enslaved. He has to do what his ruler tells him he has to do. And if his ruler says, you know, bark like a dog, he has absolutely no choice. If his ruler says, kill her, he does not have a choice. He has to. He's controlled by the collar. So there's tons of problems here while trying to save Earth and while trying to fall in love. I'm not rushing out to get the next book. It's okay. I enjoyed it, but, you know, I don't know. It's not 100% my thing. But, you know, it's not a bad story. But I don't even know how many books are in the series. I didn't go look. I should actually go look and see. But I'm pretty sure our library, I only saw 2 of her books there. That means that if there's any more than 2 books in this series, and if the other book is from this series, you know, I'm going to have to do ebooks or the library, what do you call it? Between the libraries, getting books. I can't remember what it's called right now. Inner something. But a library exchange, and I'm not going to do all that. So beware if you're not familiar with her books, because there is a lot of sex in these books, but I did enjoy the story. I didn't mind the story at all. I thought it was actually interesting and enjoyable. And I skipped over a lot of the sex scenes because I want to get on with the story. I want to find out what's going to happen.